Hey, good afternoon, everybody.
It's actually still morning.
Not for them.
No, it's true. If you're in the Eastern time zone, it's afternoon.
Oh, hey, I'm Brad
And I'm Christa.
with the Big Family Homestead. And let me tell you what, I'm ready for gardening season.
Oh my goodness. I am as well. I'm
Done.
I'm done with snow.
And it's
I'm done
still
with
snowing.
frozen. Yeah, we're supposed to even get snow tonight and tomorrow.
Oh, my graciousness.
So we're going to get into the dirt in the house.
Yep.
Because why not?
Yes, and well, here's the thing. It's no secret that it looks like things are going to get really expensive food-wise. Common knowledge kind of thing. So we could either sit back and go, woe is me,
No.
or we can get proactive.
Do something about it.
That's right.
That's right.
So if you like tomatoes, you're going to want to probably grow them instead of paying $8 each.
Yeah, I like tomatoes.
And the celery and carrots and all of those things. I actually saw a statistic yesterday that was a little bit scary, but we don't do fear. I'm just telling you because it's a fact. This is what came out from the administration, that the numbers are looking like it's going to be about $5,000 a year more per family for food.
To buy your own food.
Yeah.
$5,000 a year.
Yeah, so, and those are the estimates. Now, they could change. Hopefully they do. Hopefully things are worked out with the fertilizer issue in Russia and all that kind of stuff.
Yep.
But even if they're not, isn't it smart to be able to grow your own food? Be in charge of your own consumption stuff?
And what goes into your food. In the food that's made or that's grown, it's sprayed with all kinds of chemicals. And yes, you can buy organic, but it's still, organic is almost sometimes twice as much as conventionally grown. And goodness gracious, it's just a lot of money.
Yeah.
When you can grow a whole plant for the cost of one of those packages of cherry tomatoes at the store, you can grow that. You can grow, I don't know, a whole bunch of them.
Well, some friends of ours,
Yeah.
they do square foot gardening,
Yes.
and he only had a couple plants of tomatoes, and they got 300 pounds off of tomatoes with, I want to say it was something ridiculous, like 3 plants.
Yeah, I think they had a small amount of plants. So this year we're cutting back on the amount of plants, but we're expanding the amount of food we're going to get.
Yes. Now, here's the thing. Since this is a live stream, but some of you guys might be watching this later, keep in mind that I'm going to be looking over here a lot. Why? Because there's a computer right here. So I can read comments and you guys share. That's part of the cool thing about doing a live stream, is that you get to share your knowledge. So don't be stingy. If you got a good gardening tip, if you got something, we're going to basically just start how we do, and then we'll kind of flow through this however it works out.
And if you have a question, please put it in all caps, and please be patient if we don't see it right away.
Yeah, we may not even get to it.
We may not get to it, but we will try to answer as many questions as we can.
Okay, planning. That's really important. But even before you get to planning, you got to decide what you eat. You got to plan, pre-planning.
You got to pre-plan.
Yeah, that's right. Pre-planning. So one of the things that we always recommend to people is this. Where are we at? Only grow
what you eat.
What you will eat.
Yes.
That's right. Because you could grow an amazing garden and then hate everything that you...
Right. Exactly. If you hate watermelon, don't grow it. I mean, if you want to grow it and share with your friends, that's fine. But don't grow it if you don't like it. Don't grow asparagus if you don't like it. Don't grow beans if you don't like them. You need to grow what you are wanting to eat. Otherwise, you're just wasting space.
And time.
Yes,
and money.
and time, and money,
sweat,
and effort.
and effort.
Exactly, all of that. So don't grow what you're not going to eat.
I mean, you may want to have one experiment or 2 experiments.
True, and try something new. You might find that you like it.
But what we did was we honest and truthfully went through and said, all right, what exactly is it that we really do eat? And we made a list.
What is with this cameras? Oh, you got them all.
I got them all 3.
Like,
so wave, honey.
Ooh.
Isn't that crazy? So yeah. So,
Funny.
well, here, I'll go back to the main screen.
Okay.
I know it's
That's
distracting
kinda,
you. So write a list down of what you actually eat, not what you think you'll eat.
No, what you actually go to the store and buy.
Yeah.
If you buy tomatoes, grow tomatoes. If you buy cucumbers, grow cucumbers. If you don't buy broccoli, don't grow broccoli. It's, yes, it's yummy and delicious for a lot of people, but a lot of people don't like broccoli.
True.
So
So with us, we came up with a list of looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 16.
Oh, it's close.
16 things that we actually grow that we're going to eat or can.
Right. Right.
Okay. Then graph paper.
Graph paper is your friend. If you're a gardener, it's your friend. I love having graph paper so that I can write out. I can draw to scale. Each square is 1 foot. I can draw to scale what our garden bed size is so that I can space out our plants so I know how many plants that we are going to need to fill the space. Because honestly, I don't want to plant 20 tomato seeds if I only need 6.
Well, yeah, and that's a habit that we've gotten into that we got to get away from. We overplant.
We overplant. Now, I'm not saying if you're wanting to grow 4 tomato plants, only plant 4 tomato seeds. I would suggest growing almost double that, because if your seed doesn't germinate or your plant is not strong enough, then you've got a backup.
That's right.
Because that seed costs
nothing.
0.1 of a penny.
Yeah, a penny.
Yeah, if even that. So definitely grow more plants, but not, 50 plants if you only need 3. Unless you're wanting to sell them and share or whatever, you can do that. That's a great way to make money. Barter, yeah.
Things are coming, folks.
Right.
Times are changing.
Right. And the awesome thing about the seed packages is they even on the ones that we bought this year, they tell you how many plants per a certain amount of container gardening even.
Yes.
Which I thought that was really a great thing that they put on there.
We are going to address some gardening things for indoors, like Mama's saying. You basically live in a big greenhouse if you've got a nice window.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We've got amazing light coming into this house. So we are going to be taking advantage of that this year. We also, we've told everybody we're getting a greenhouse.
Yeah.
It's supposed to arrive on Monday, which I'm really excited about. And it's going to go on our deck, right outside our living room door.
Yeah, and what's cool about that is we're going to literally screw it to the deck. And where it's accessible for us, it's basically you walk out the door and turn.
Yeah, you walk in, you turn into the greenhouse. And it's a southern-facing exposure, so it's going to get amazing sunlight in the wintertime. So we should be able to grow quite a bit of things in the wintertime. And we're going to put some stuff on the floor to keep the cold out and the heat in.
So here's a good question to start with, I think. What growing region or zone are you in? Because I know some of the names here. I'm seeing some people that we know. I know the Bulletproof Pastor's down in Tejas, Texas.
Yeah, he just harvested all his winter stuff,
which is crazy.
That's crazy to me.
We still have snow on the ground. So what's our growing zone?
We are 3B.
Is it 3B here?
It is 3B here.
Because I know the other house, I think it's 3A.
We might be 3A, actually.
Yeah, so we have to be very careful about watching when you put stuff in the ground.
Right. We can't actually put tomato plants and pepper plants in the ground until June 1st.
Yeah.
We can put some stuff in the ground, some seeds in the ground, like the cold crop stuff, like peas and beans. We can put those in the ground in the middle of May, but that's still even...
Wow. So Happy Pleasant Homestead is from 6A. Katrina's from 9A. I'm in zone 6A or 6B, says Terry. Laura's 4B, 5A.
Wow.
All right. Well, that brings me to, okay, so once you've decided what it is that you eat, then you've got to decide how you're going to distribute what you're going to do.
And how much you're going to need to get you through the winter, or what you want to can, that kind of thing.
Just determining. Like, for example, like for us, corn is not necessarily the best use of our garden area.
No.
Because it takes a lot of room to get a very small amount of return.
Yes. Each corn stalk only gives you 2 ears of corn. So you need a lot of space to grow enough corn to can and to, I mean, we would have to have at least 200 plants, 200 corn stalks
to get through the year.
To get us corn through the year. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing, is that's not a good use of, say, a raised bed.
No.
But tomatoes are. So looking at what you have access to, or if it's in the ground, then you're going to have to decide, okay, how many cucumbers do I really want?
Right. Right. How many pickles do I want to make?
Well,
You know,
and
that kind of thing.
you are kind of rolling the dice because you don't know if you're going to get hit with storms. You don't know. You may want to go a little more than that, but, and oh my gosh, tomato hornworms.
Oh my gosh, those things are a pain.
The chickens love them though.
Chickens do love them. Yeah, so you have to be careful and you have to watch for the hornworms because they can completely decimate your plants.
In a couple days.
In a couple of days. I've seen, I've not done this, but I have seen videos of where you can take a black light and go outside.
Yeah, you see the slime.
At night, and you can see the actual worm.
Yeah.
And you can find the little bitty ones and get rid of them. But there's also a way that you can grow lots more tomatoes than leaves if you pull the suckers off.
Oh yeah, we can. We should make a video on that. We have a long
We did a long time ago, yeah.
Like probably 5 years ago.
Yeah.
But yeah, getting rid of the suckers on tomato plants.
Yep.
It frees up the plant to get the nutrients into the fruit rather than just making more leaves.
Right. Right.
Now, this is a trick. This is not a secret of the pros. No, you should know this. Collides. Bam. I'm going to hold this up to the close camera because this is oops, it's upside down. Right? Oh, it's always going to be upside down.
Nope. You had it. You did. Yeah.
Okay. This is a gardening tool that you should not be without. It's a slide rule. Let me see if I can. And what it does is up here, it gives you different dates based on when you're going to need to plant and when you're going to need to harvest based on your area and what you're growing. Now, we don't sell these.
Nope. You can get them online.
You can get them, and I think they're only $5.
Yeah. So it has 2 sides to it. It has a fall planting and a spring planting. What you're going to do with this is you're going to search online or if you already know what your average last frost date is for the spring.
Yep.
And this line here, this red line, you're going to take it to that date. So our average last frost date is actually May 18th.
Yeah,
so
that's rough.
I'll put it on May 17th. No, I'll just line those up just like that. And then it tells us when we can seed the plants inside, when we can plant that outside, and then when it's time to harvest, which is all these little check marks. So this is an awesome thing. It also gives you spacing. It gives you the planting depth.
That's awesome.
Distance between rows and hills, and seeds or plants per 10-foot row. It really does, it tells you a lot of information. It does not give you every plant. It just gives you
the main ones.
The main ones.
Yeah, the main ones.
Right.
So
yeah,
if you don't have it, I recommend you get it.
Yeah.
You can probably download it, but it's not expensive.
I think they're $4 or $5, if that.
And we've had ours for years.
We have, and I have backups to this in case I lose this.
Backups to backups.
Yeah, I do.
How very preppery of us, Mom.
Well, 2 is 1 and 1 is none.
You guys, anybody know that phrase? 2 is 1 and 1 is none.
Because if you lose that 1, you have none.
That's true.
That's why we have 2 cows. Well, technically we have 3 cows, but we have 2 cows in milk. Because if we lost 1 cow,
then Grace can't eat.
Then Grace can't eat. So That's happened to us before, and we're not going to let that happen anymore.
Diatomaceous earth, yeah.
Diatomaceous earth is a great
Okay.
thing.
Next thing, once you've determined what you eat, where you're going to plant it, then when you're going to seed and plant. We're going to show you a super cheap, couple ways to put your seeds into potting soil and get them growing inside.
Yep.
So you don't have to buy the plants.
Right. There's so many different ways that you can get seeds started. Yeah, you can buy the fancy trays. You can buy the fancy cups. I think I've got some here. I've got these cups here. These actually I've recycled several years. I just actually rinsed them out. You can use solo cups. Like this.
Yep.
And the way that I like to do these is, these are poked with a nail or something.
A hot nail.
Or poked with a knife. But you can use a hot nail. I use some pliers and a nail and turn on the gas. No, I turn on the fire at the stove. I don't turn on the gas. That's weird. I turn on the burner on the gas stove. How's that? Heat that nail up, and then I just press the hot nail through the bottom of the cup. And that way, then, if there's too much water, it can drain out.
Like that.
That way it's not flooding the cup.
Yeah. But
you can poke it too. There's higher risk of breaking the cup that way, but this is one way you can do that. They have the peat pots that you can buy.
See, but now you're getting into money.
Then you're getting into cost. There's a hook in there.
Well, and I would like to talk about that for just a second, because you've got to be careful, guys, that you're not spending more learning how to garden than it would be to actually just go buy the vegetables.
Right.
That's why stuff like we're going to show you with these newspapers, it's cheap. There's no cost involved. Matter of fact, you probably have a neighbor who has extra seeds. You could probably say, hey, can I trade you some of this for that? And da-da-da-da.
Well, I can actually even answer that question with a simple solution too. If you're wanting to plant tomatoes, if you have tomato in your house.
Show them.
Okay. All righty.
Yeah, show them.
All right.
Okay, well, while she's digging in there, but you got to be careful that you're not spending hundreds of dollars on your garden when that's not going to make enough difference to make it worth it. Does that make sense to you guys? Save your toilet paper rolls instead of those peat moss containers. Yes,
Yep.
Terry.
Yep.
But we're going to show you an even cheaper way. Well, I guess that is a pretty cheap way.
So if you don't have access to seeds, which, right now, gardening centers, at least up here, have them everywhere. And they're relatively inexpensive. You can get some at the Dollar Tree.
I'm told it's $1 a pack.
Nope, it's 4 packs for $1.
Oh.
That's a great way to do that. Now, those are going to be traditionally grown seeds. Fine, you know what? Who cares?
Grow food.
I have seen this done. I have never done it myself, but if you take a tomato, you can make slices.
Yeah, isn't that great?
With the tomatoes in there, with the seeds in there.
You just pop them in.
See there?
Here, we'll go to, that's, or close cam.
Yeah.
Here. Just
with
like that, the
seeds
seeds are in there.
And just plop them into the soil. Just like so.
Cover
and that tomato is going to feed the seeds as well.
Yeah.
But then I'll just put some more soil right on top.
And then you're done.
Then you're done.
However, one thing you do have to be careful on is keep in mind, excuse me, ma'am. Here, we'll go to this camera. See all those seeds in there? You're going to have to thin this out big time.
Of course.
Because you're going to get probably at least half of them to germinate.
Right. And these, you will definitely, as they start to come up like this, you can easily pull them out and put them into a new pot.
Yeah.
This is just to get them started. You don't have to pick out the seeds and, all that jazz. But I have seen this done. I have never done it myself until right now. I'm going to go ahead and spray the top.
And label them.
And don't forget to label them.
That's what we're really bad at. Oh my gosh, like the first year that we were gardening, we planted a bunch of what we thought were tomatoes.
Were cucumbers.
And they were cucumbers because we didn't label them.
Yeah, well, no. It was a seed packet that we had gotten, and it was mislabeled, or the seeds were in it wrong.
Okay.
But I was so green. We were so green. We had no idea what tomato seeds or cucumber seeds looked like. I didn't pay attention to that.
Yeah, no idea.
So yeah, no clue whatsoever. All right, so
that's a cheap way.
This is a cheap way to get tomatoes going.
Yeah.
So slide that out of the way. Now,
wow. Okay. Here's this is interesting. Okay. Hickory Croft Farm says last year we spent just over $600 on our garden, soil, pots, seeds, fruit trees, etc. We harvested 2,000 pounds of produce, and that's at 25 cents a pound.
wow.
Yeah, but then
That's
next
amazing.
year it's going to be cheaper.
Yes, because you've already put the money into it.
Yeah.
Now it's you've already paid for
And
it.
save your seeds. Here's one of the tricks, guys. Too, if you got any seed packets, we will grow heirloom seeds, but we will also grow some of the hybrids. It depends on what it is that we are wanting to do. Like this corn is a hybrid. And the reason why is we know it's going to grow a lot more reliably and big. And
Right.
we don't really care that we had to spend 25 cents on this packet. But sometimes you want heirlooms
They're gonna be a little bit more.
because heirloom seeds, you can harvest the seeds when you're done.
Yep.
You take your best plant and then you cut it open.
Fruit.
Well,
Yes.
yeah. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, no, that's okay.
Then you're gonna there's videos on how to save the seeds.
Yeah.
And you'll get a ton more than you even need.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So and we bought these packages this year, $2.17, and there's quite a few seeds in here that if you keep them in the freezer, they will last you several years. So we don't keep ours in the freezer, but we do keep them in a cool, dry place.
Yeah. So, okay, next thing then, once you've got step 1, knowing what you want, step 2, mapping it out, step 3, knowing when to map, let's back up just a teeny weeny bit and show some of the potting ideas.
Okay.
So you can get these things started inside. So now you know with your Clydes when you got to get them started inside.
Right.
So let's assume,
And I made note of those on my
which
grid
is
here.
wise.
Yeah, so that way I could say, okay, well, today I need to, and I check this thing several times a day.
Yeah.
Plant these at the right time.
It's
yeah.
it's a healthy OCD.
Oh, yeah, it's a healthy, not healthy OCD.
It is a healthy OCD.
No.
She made me go get potting soil.
I did, because I couldn't find it, and then I found it today.
It's okay. It's okay. But again, just be aware that you're not spending more than you need to get your vegetables. So show us a few of these ideas on how to do this, and then you're going to show us actually how to do one?
Yes.
Okay.
Actually, real quick, Miss T, I just showed it. She uses her soldering gun to make holes in the bottom of the solo cups. That's a great idea.
Except she will never, ever, ever, ever have access to my nice soldering iron. You can use
I'd
a
buy
hot
a
nail.
cheap one. I'd buy a cheap one.
Hot nail's
I'll
free.
use a hot nail. Yeah, that is free.
Hot nail's free.
Yeah, or I could just buy my own soldering iron.
No,
but
no,
this
no.
is easier. Using a hot nail is easy. And then making sure that I put it in cold water when I'm done.
My soldering iron.
I will not touch your soldering iron.
I use it for actual electronic work.
Yes, I know.
Oh my gracious. Oh my gracious.
Okay, so we just grabbed these out of the trash bin today. I had already had a bunch of seeds started a different way, but for this video, I wanted to show an example of what you can do with these.
How do you do the bottom?
Well, that's what I was just going to show you. Make a little cut
Oh yeah, I remember.
and then fold it in.
Now-
Not very big.
Yeah.
You just want to fold it in. Make another one. Make it like
She
a
says
little
hot
package.
glue gun. Same idea though.
Oh, yeah, that works too.
Yep.
Oh, she uses a hot glue gun, not a
Sure.
soldering gun.
Same
Got it.
idea.
Okay.
I use a drill bit to make multiple holes at the same time, says Monica Sherman. That's a good idea.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, the thing with solo cups, though, you just got to be careful that they don't crack too much because they're going to crack a little bit.
Right.
But not a big deal.
So make several cuts in the bottom, not very, less than an inch deep. because you want to be able to cover the bottom, but you want the most spot to put your seeds or your dirt in. So I've just put a little tape on there just to hold it.
Yeah.
And then I'll just fill it.
Fill it.
Fill it.
Fill it, Phyllis.
Yeah. Just like that. Not all the way to the top, because I will put the seed in there and then I'll tap this down a little bit. Put a little bit more dirt in there, put the seed, and then put some more dirt on top, because as it gets wet, it will sink down a bit. So I want to kind of compact it just a little bit, not too terribly much. Now,
I just thought of an idea too. This might be a crazy idea, but you could take a little bit of newspaper. May I have another toilet paper roll, please, baby? Oop, I didn't take enough. Hold on. It's like Christmas time. Yay. And instead of doing all those acrobatics there, you're done.
Yeah.
The plant will grow through.
True.
Soil will stay in.
That's true. Yeah, you can cram some paper in the bottom there.
I don't think you need to cram it tight either.
Well, no, but you want to be able to, because as you put dirt in there, I guess
it's going to stay.
It'll work.
See?
That'll work.
There's a million ways to do this stuff,
There
guys.
is. We don't have the market on all of it. Okay, now to make...
Your Nebo newspaper, what's that? Isn't that the truth?
Well, okay, we don't buy newspaper. This is all the free stuff that we get every week.
It comes in our P.O. box.
It comes in the mailbox and the P.O. box, and we get 4 of these every week. So
you know what's funny, though? Around here, people still use their phone books.
Yes. Yeah.
They're
honestly, only this thick, but...
Yeah, I honestly cannot remember using a phone book.
It's been ages.
I think easily 20 years.
Yeah.
And we used to use them to put stuff on.
Right. A friend of ours was just talking about that, how her daughter she just got her learner's permit, and she's like up, she can't barely see. I was like, well, she needs one of those big, thick telephone books to sit on.
And nobody knows what that is. What's a phone book?
Well, they don't have thick ones around here anyway.
Yeah.
So.
All right, so here's a question. What do you guys use to do your seeds? Because there's the traditional way where you got the little, it's compressed paper, isn't it?
I guess.
That's paper.
Yeah. I thought these were called peat pots, but.
Well, maybe it's peat moss.
Yeah, compressed and dried.
And then you've got the plastic containers that have the little
greenhouse
hood.
top on them.
Well, show them the little greenhouse you made. You were just fiddling around with.
I was just fiddling around with this.
Because you can make these things a million ways. What do you guys use? She just made a little greenhouse.
Yeah, because I want that warm air in there, and then I'll do the same thing on this side, and then have another plastic sheet going over, so it's not, so it's contained so that the moisture stays in, and then you can just pull your plant out of the cup or
leave it
or tear it, tear the cup, cut it, whatever.
Poke a few holes in the bottom and then let the plant just grow right through.
You could.
Yeah.
And then just plant it in the ground.
Why not?
Yeah.
So there's a million ways to do this. Why don't you show them how to make a
okay. So
pot.
I've got 2 different sized newspaper cups here that we can use. And you want to use the plain black and white newspaper. I mean, if there's
shiny
color, that's fine. Just don't use the shiny paper. It doesn't really work very well in allowing water to seep through.
Yeah.
So what I did is I took a piece of this and I folded it down a third because I don't want a super huge tall cup. And it also gives it kind of a thicker top. And I took just a regular pint-sized mason jar and wrapped it around. And you can use I used 2 different size mason jars. And then I just tape the end.
That makes it a lot easier.
It makes it easier to hold it tight. And then just fold the bottom in. And then I put a piece of tape there to hold it so that it went until I can get the dirt in there. See? And then I'll show you this one. This one I'll fold a little bit more because it's a smaller cup.
People are giving some ideas that are pretty good.
Sweet.
Clear plastic top on top of another cup. You make a little mini greenhouse.
Yep. 2-liter bottles make great greenhouse tops.
Let's see. I keep my strawberry containers to use with seed starts for tomato seeds. That's nice.
That's a great idea.
Dollar store aluminum pans with the clear lids make a little good greenhouse. Yeah.
Yeah, I bought a bunch of these plastic bins from the Dollar Tree to put the cups in, and that just made it a really easy.
Yep. We use the higher quality black plastic containers. We find that they can be reused for at least 3 years, plus food containers from friends and family. Yeah, those we generally have a mishmash of everything.
Yeah, we reuse them as well.
Yeah.
I actually I'm waiting to plant my bigger stuff, like my watermelon and cantaloupes and squashes and things like that in these. So that way, it's a bigger pot. It's not these little tiny ones where, in just a few weeks or just in a week, I'll have to replant it. So
yeah. So there's a million ideas to do this, guys. Now the real question is getting out there and doing it.
Yeah, definitely. That's the thing is you gotta do it.
So here we go. Question. With the current climate, knowing that, inflation's coming, it's already here.
Yeah.
How many of you guys, I mean, obviously some of you guys are talking, but how many of you guys are actively growing food, not just for now, but to set aside? Because I think that's important. And I'm only asking because I want to encourage you to grow a little more.
Right. Well, and staggering your seed starts.
That's a good point.
Is really important because what are you going to do with, if you grew 20 heads of broccoli? Yeah, you can blanch it and freeze it.
But only if you have freezer space.
Only if you have freezer space. That kind of thing, you might want to stagger a little bit. That way you have fresher longer. But you can freeze it. You cannot can broccoli. You can dehydrate broccoli.
Yeah. We forgot something. Continue.
I don't remember where it's going.
For folks who live in apartments or inside.
Oh, yeah.
No, here we forgot something.
Yes.
We use these. These guys right here. They're called green stalk growing towers.
Yes.
And we have a couple of them, and we keep them either in our window inside, or when it gets warm, we put them outside.
Right.
And all you do is spin them. You can get them with wheels, and if you look, you only water the top.
Yeah.
And the water goes down through those buckets or pockets or whatever you want to call them.
Yeah.
But there's a link down below. Check it out. It just says green stock. They're actually a lot more affordable than you think, and they're going to last for years and years and years. And
they're going in our greenhouse when we get it set up.
Oh my gosh, perfect for lettuces. Perfect for leafy things.
Yes, spinaches, lettuce. Smaller bush plants, vining things, not a good idea.
Not so much.
Like large tomato plants, probably it's not.
Not so much. They show them
because what it does is as it gets bigger, it bends over, and then it's it's
Whoa.
Unless you've unless you've caged it, but it's really kind of challenging.
Monica Sherman says she has 5. She's getting 6 tomorrow.
Nice.
And they're great.
They are great.
You know what? And they're perfect, like I said, for smaller things, like she said. And keep in mind, you can grow lettuces for a long time. Lettuces are cold hardy.
Yes. Yep. Strawberries.
Bok choy.
Peppers. They're great for peppers because pepper plants are not huge. Even the bush beans, sugar snap peas, those are, because they're, as long as you don't get the vining kind, get the bush ones. That's what we made a point to get this year, our bush plants.
One tip with these growing towers, though, keep them watered.
Yes.
They dry out easily. You got to watch it every day.
Yeah.
And also, one thing you should know is that there is a drain connection on the bottom. So you could actually connect a hose to it so that if you want to drain it out, you can drain it out, or you can put it in a tray that if you're worried, hey, I'm going to overwater by accident, you don't want to mess. That's how you deal with that.
This is the hose that it comes with so that you can drain out the water, you know, so that it drains out and not just sits there and collects water, you know, collects. And if it's outside, can grow mosquitoes, you know.
So this is a great system for folks that live inside an apartment or someplace where you don't have access to ground to till up and get going. Spinach would be great in one of those.
Yeah, Crystal 72 says, I have strawberries, lettuce, carrots, and herbs in mine. That's awesome.
Yeah, I want to put herbs in. Like, I've been thinking about putting stevia in it, but stevia gets big.
Stevia does get big.
I don't know.
We might have to just put that in a pot.
I don't know. Well, and you can, what's cool about these too is you don't have to just use potting soil. You can use a mix of those little clay pellets and stuff. Just look it up on the website. We're very happy with ours.
Oh yeah, we love them.
Yep.
I can't wait to get blah, 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 blah. I'm so excited I can't even talk.
I'm feeling all verklempt.
Can't wait to get them set up.
Got the Holy Ghost
for this
on me.
year and get them in the greenhouse in the wintertime. I don't want to put them in the greenhouse in the summertime because it can get really warm in the greenhouse. So.
Well, and this will be our first year having a greenhouse, so we're going to have to adjust.
Right. We have a learning curve.
Yeah, so hopefully we don't give you guys any advice and have to come back and go, well, maybe not.
It didn't really work out so well. Yeah.
So
I did watch a video in a video of a greenhouse that we are getting. If it's 60 or 70 degrees outside, it can get to 100 and 110 in the greenhouse.
Better learn how to open those vents fast.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So.
Yeah. So I don't know, guys. I would just say, hey, the writing's on the wall. We know what's coming.
Yep.
So it's probably cheaper to spend a few bucks now and buy stuff that's going to sustain you. But
stuff that you can continue to grow, even when you can't get it at the store because it's 4 times as much as it was.
Plan with Jen. Have y'all grown stevia before?
Yes.
We'd like to try it. Yes.
Yes.
And it was great.
Yeah.
And they're in Georgia.
Oh, it'll grow great where you're at.
Yeah, they're
in Georgia. We were in
Georgia.
Ohio, and it's a perennial plant, and it got to be 3 or 4 feet tall.
Yep.
And you just pick off the leaves, dry them, and grind them up.
Yep.
But up here, it gets too cold. It doesn't really.
It needs
work.
a longer season.
It needs a warmer climate.
Maybe in the greenhouse.
Maybe in the greenhouse.
I'm excited. You know what the biggest thing I'm excited about?
Moringa.
Moringa.
Yeah.
I have really bad arthritis, and I used to be on a shot that was $2,500 a month.
Yeah.
And that got taken away. And some friends of mine said, hey, have you tried moringa? It's this plant that they grow in India and places where it's really hot, Southeast Asia.
Yeah.
And they say it fixes your arthritis. I'm like, what do you mean fixes it? Try it.
Yeah.
But you can only grow it where it's really hot.
Right. So here it's not really hot even in the summertime. The average temperature is less than 80 degrees normally. It does have we do have some heat waves here and there, but so having a moringa tree or 2 in the greenhouse will be an amazing thing for us.
Tammy's saying, I bought a big bag of flour today. How much is enough? Well, Tammy, here's the thing. There's a book I would recommend that is actually a Mormon book. It's the Latter-day Saints. We're not Latter-day Saints. We don't have a problem with Latter-day Saints. We disagree with them theologically on some things, but never met an angry Mormon.
No, and
never met any Mormon.
Their planning is phenomenal. It's
spot
stellar.
on.
Yes.
Yep. And so they have a book that's, what's the name of the book? It's Emergency Preparedness.
Yes.
Emergency Preparedness.
Yes.
Just Google that because you can download it for free. They allow you to download it free, or you can buy the book and it's $20. And we're not connected to that in any way. But in there, it will tell you exactly how much per person you're going to need for legumes and flour and this and that. It's
Sugar
that
and-
thick.
Yep.
And that's the book that we got, and that's the book we based all our preparedness on because it's spot on.
Yeah. It has everything in there. Not just from food preparedness, but medical and, I mean, just, it spans the gamut.
Yeah.
So it's definitely worth,
Definitely looking.
yeah.
Hey, there's the Moldy Soldier. We saw them before.
Awesome name.
What's up, Moldy Soldier?
Awesome.
So, okay. Yeah, preparedness manual, Crystal's saying. Yeah, I could, it's right over there. I'm going to go get it.
Okay.
I'm going to go get it. So talk to the nice people.
Talk to the nice people. We did not get a very large greenhouse because of the space on our deck. So we only got one that's 6 by 10. So I'm hoping all of the big ideas that we're, excited to have in our greenhouse will fit in said greenhouse.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have to really plan that out and have like a couple of tiered shelves and, make sure we have room for everything.
Here we go. So here it is. It's the LDS Preparedness Manual. Boom. Oop, there we go. Sorry. I'll cover me up, not Mama.
Okay.
And yeah, it's thick, folks. And it's excellent. I mean, and if you're not aware, it's actually part of what they're supposed to do as a Mormon.
Yeah.
And so it's really great, filled with a lot of information. It's really funny though, because a lot of this is articles. And man, oh man, if you're an English person, whoo, there are a lot of typos in here.
Let's just say they didn't use autocorrect.
No, but you can download it for free. I don't know where. It's just a Google search away.
Yeah.
But
too funny.
do you mind sharing where you got your greenhouse? Plan with Jen is asking. No, I don't mind.
What?
Home Depot.
Yeah, we got it from Home Depot. They're delivering it. It was free shipping and it was easy. So, and it doesn't weigh a lot, which was a concern for us because of where we wanted to have it, because on the deck there is super easy access for us.
Yeah.
And because we get so much snow here, if we put a greenhouse out by our garden, it's going to be 4 feet of snow. I mean, literally our raised beds were covered with snow most of the wintertime. We never saw them until the great thaw recently.
Just now.
Yeah. But so we decided to put that there so it would be easier for us to access in the wintertime because we can shovel the snow away from the door quite easily instead of having to plow a path out there. And
Well, and another concern about it being light is that the deck is really high.
the deck is very high up off the ground. It's what?
Got to be 12 to 15 feet.
Yeah, it's
I've
15
never
feet
measured
up
it.
off the ground. Yeah, at least.
Yeah.
So it's quite high up off the ground, and so putting
We
it
got
together
the-
will be quite a challenge.
Well, and we have very little room on either side, so
Mm-hmm.
it's like how big is it?
6 by 10. Yeah, that's why because our deck is only 8 feet deep, so we got a 6 foot wide
Mm-hmm.
by 10 foot long, so it should fit.
And we
pretty
plan on
easy.
screwing it to the deck.
We are going to be screwing it to the deck, and then like we said, we're going to put something down under, on the bottom, so it would block the cold air from coming up.
Yep.
So
Encouragement, guys.
Yeah.
Get ready. Buckle up.
buckle up, Sally.
Buckle up.
Mm-hmm.
So that's it.
Yeah.
How are you feeling today, Christa?
Good. Better. I'm almost finished with my antibiotics, and my leg is still a little sore, but it's getting better. So thank you for
Excellent.
asking.
Excellent. So there it is. Get started.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't wait. Don't wait. Just go get a few supplies because it's not going to cost very much. It'll cost what you need for your seeds, and don't overbuy seeds, because if you don't have a lot of space, you don't need 4 packages of seeds of tomatoes. I showed you how I planted it with 2 slices of a tomato that we had in the house.
Yep.
And if you wanted to eat most of the tomato, you could pick the seeds out and plant them. It's not that big of a deal. So.
By the way, I love the biscuits.
Oh, thank you. I love those too. I actually made some for dinner yesterday.
Yeah. I made
favorite.
some beef stew, and I think I'm going to have a biscuit and some beef stew with lunch.
Me too.
So
yeah.
There it is, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for being our patrons.
Yes.
That keeps us going. And yada, yada, yippee, skippy. So there you have it.
Have a blessed day.
Bye.